had dropped 4 in a row. Lakers had won 4 in a row coming in. First quarter. Off the Lakers miss, Pelicans out and running. This will be fun. Look at Williamson coming up the wing. Josh Hart throwing it up. Williamson throwing it down. He had 11 points and 7 rebounds in the first half. Williamson. Later in the quarter, Pelicans up by 9. They really established themselves early in this game. Brandon Ingram says, hey, man, remember me? And then later, Ingram can't get that one to go, stays with it. 17 points in the first half. He shot 8 of 9 from the floor. Pelicans up 8. They led by as many as 15 in the first half. But then LeBron James distributing. Montrezl Harrell, the recipient there. James 6 assists in the first half. Took just 3 shots. Let the game come to him. Playing that point guard, point forward position, whatever you want to call it. Anthony Davis got the mid-range game working. And then bodying up on Williamson. Davis 15 points in the first half. Lakers down 1 at the half. Third quarter. Pelicans are down 2. Williamson. A man his size, able to double clutch, stay in the air, and dunk that. Unbelievable, his athleticism. Finished with 21 points and 12 rebounds. Did I mention athleticism? LeBron James still doing it at 36. Able to get up and throw it down. And then James sizing up the defense, sees the lane, and gets there. Lakers up 10 after 3. Fourth quarter, Pelicans got it back down to 4, but Lakers weren't having it. James to Harrell for the dunk, and then James to Kuzma for 3. 11 assists for LeBron James in this game. 5 minutes to play, Lakers up 17 and running away with it. James out there by himself on the perimeter. 21 points on just 11 shots as the Lakers run away with it. 112-95. They're 11-3.
Does it help, though, to have, not to have to play over 30 because you're up by 20? Is that stuff that you can sort of build up and save for later in the season, or is it irrelevant?
No, man. I'm 36 years old, 18 years in the league. Ain't no save for something for later on in the season. My body is ready to play whatever I need to play throughout the course of the game. I go hard when I'm out there, and then I start my treatment after the game. So I wish I could bank time. I wish I was Justin Timberlake in that movie where I could bank some time, but I cannot do that at this point.
Just still learning, with execution and learning that if a player is going to a certain spot, we all still got to figure out what to do and spacing. Sometimes somebody's driving and we have 3 people cutting and nobody to kick it out to, and it's small things like that we just got to fix.
LeBron James and Zion Williamson each led their teams with exactly 21 points on Friday, which brings their combined total through 3 meetings to 180 points. Only 3 pairs of number 1 picks have scored more over their first 3 meetings in the common draft era, which dates back to 1960.
Kirk caused quite a stir with this tweet. I don't need to be convinced that Bron is the GOAT. It's stamped. But if this Nets team can make it out the East and Bron takes care of them, he's the undisputed GOAT. Beating 2 super teams today is greater than 6-0 in the 90s. Carry on. Stephen A?
Oh,
is
no.
Perk right about LeBron's GOAT status?
No, I don't agree with Perk, but Max is the one that was talking smack to Perk. So I'm gonna let Max get in here first. I'll close. Go ahead, Max.
Go for it.
And Kirk, you and
First of
Kendrick
all,
go at it. No,
every word of it is absurd. Starting with LeBron's the GOAT, it's stamped. No, actually, Jordan's the GOAT, it's stamped. There's nothing LeBron's going to do now that's going to convince anyone who knows that at his best he's better than Jordan, because he's not. No, the numbers say it and the championships say it. That's number 1. Number 2, you act like Perkins has an old soul. Perk, you got an old soul, but you're actually a youngin'. You're over 10 years younger than me, and more than that, younger than Stephen A. You didn't really live through the Jordan era, so you're disrespecting the teams he beat. Michael Jordan, just in the second three-peat, had a year where when he comes back, had a full season back, he beat a 60-win Shaq and Penny team. That was a super team that had just been to the finals. Shaq, Penny, and an excellent supporting cast. He swept them. He then beat a 64-win Seattle team with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. They were crew deep. They won 64 games. Well, if he beats another super team, the Nets have a big 3. As I said, There's pressure on them to get to the finals. A lot of people aren't convinced they'll get to the finals. Most people aren't taking them to beat the Lakers. They're not the favorites against the Lakers because you brought it up yourself. A lot of people brought it up. There's only one ball. How are Harden and Kyrie going to play together? KD's coming back off the injury. Is his health going to hold up? Who's going to play defense because they weren't playing it well before Harden got there? Beating that team, you think, puts LeBron James over a Michael Jordan who never even got taken seven games in a finals at 6-0?
Max, you know good and damn well we only got 2 minutes left. Why are you going to chew up all the time? Go ahead, Kendrick.
Yeah, Max. And Max, I thought you was going to bring up Jeff Hornacek again because I was going to walk off the set. But listen, let me tell you something, Max. If you're about to downgrade that 73-9 when Braun came back 3-1, then you're tripping right now. And if you're about to sit up here and tell me that with a Kyrie Irving, who was one of the most skilled players to ever touch the damn basketball, and Kevin Durant, arguably the best scorer to ever touch the damn basketball, James Harden, arguably the most prolific scorer to touch the damn basketball, all on one team, and you're telling me that that's not a super team and it's not championship or bust, you're out your damn mind. It is championship or bust. And if they happen to meet up with the Lakers in the finals and the Lakers beat them, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear that GOAT talk no more from you or Stephen A.
Well,
but Max,
first of all,
the stuff you just said about, go ahead, Stephen A.
Kendrick, I got to go, but let me say this to you. First of all, Kendrick, I disagree with you. Secondly, on this show, I will say what I want to say. Thirdly, and more importantly, here's the deal, Kendrick Perkins. Here's the deal. You can say that all you want to, but you dilute your own argument because you don't even have Brooklyn coming out of the East. You got Philly. So evidently, they ain't that damn super in Brooklyn.
You're like, guys, we got to take it to another level. I've been on teams, once we won a championship, there was no lead we felt like we couldn't come back from. And being that the Lakers are the champs, they're like, look, it's time to turn it up. We took a half off, let them get their confidence. But look, we got another gear. We're the champs. And they just press the button. That's what we used to call it. Let's press the button, guys. Let's show them what we're really about. Because to go from down 15 to up 20 points, the Lakers know what they're doing.
Frank Vogel said early in the season, and the players said that they were going to have to kind of work this early in the season. No real training camp, no real off season. They were right back on the court after the championship run, and they had a lot of new pieces. But now it seems like it's all working together. How'd they put it together?
Well, the guys are buying in. The new guys, Schroeder. Morris is back, a veteran who was there last year. Montrezl Harrell. These guys, they want to win a championship. Those guys are hungry, and they're keeping the energy up when they go into their video meetings, when they have, breakfast at the hotel. Those guys are hungry, and it's keeping this team's energy up. So there's not going to be, I don't expect any Laker hangover because now LeBron's minutes are down. AD's minutes are down. They got this added depth to where they can kind of cruise through the season but still win a lot of games and turn it up once the playoffs come.
James averaging about 32 minutes per night, which is low for him.
Yes.
And the Lakers now with 5 in a row. All right, we're going to talk Mavs Bucks in just a minute. First, Neil with the highlights.